Ladies, gents, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. 23rd of December 2019, Piotr here. This is a Light Forex Global YouTube channel, and we are about to discuss Canadian dollar. Not many things, not many important things when it comes to the calendar. Looks like the Canadian GDP release later today is going to be the most important. So we are going to discuss Canadian dollar right here, right now. Before we start, of course, I wish you a happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, fantastic party at the 31st of December, and hopefully 2020 it's not gonna be worse than what we have here in 2019. I wish you, I wish you, to you guys, I wish myself, you know, a lot of green pips. Of course, we are going to have some losing trades, but anyway. Canadian dollar and Canadian GDP. What to expect based on the chart we have right here, right now. Usdcad. Well, from the higher time frame perspective, important thing is that we are staying above 130. So from psychological perspective, well, bulls are doing well. That's at least what we can have here, right now. Of course, taking into the consideration the last 6 months, bears were trying to hold some certain levels. So 134 looks like might be the big challenge. So we are talking overall about 4 figures here between 130 134, right? If you are a bear, if you are a seller here, then you are watching very carefully, what is going on here, and right here. So in case of the breakdown through 130, 2 consecutive daily close below 130 might be very bearish, and that might open the way if we are breaking the 4-figure range, meaning that another 4-figure to the downside could be the case. So we are talking about the levels close to 126. All right, we are talking about the levels close to 126. So that zone over here, the zone visible on the chart somewhere. Yeah. Oh, sorry guys. That's what we are talking about. So levels close to 26. In case of the break to the upside, right? In case of the break through 134, of course, levels close to 138. So the stop count over here to the upside. That's what could be from the higher time frame perspective. Okay, let's get back to what we have right here, right now, ahead of the Canadian GDP data, right? So from that perspective, very important are 2 levels. First one is around 3140, the second one 3115, right? Why those 2 are so important? In my opinion, that's the latest rally started here, right? And the previous one, the nice level which holds 3140. So, well, we didn't spend a lot of time once we were below, right? It was like quick breakdown and quick recovery, right? So last Wednesday, all right, there was attempt to go through that level, and Monday, so both holds. And what is important, the Friday, the close on Friday, as you can see, was above, and there is an attempt to move a little bit higher. And because of latest crude sell-off, I do think that we might see attempt to go a little bit higher, but what is important here, the think that the zone here, right, the Friday high, that's what is important from the buyer's perspective. Okay, so move above 31.85. The good thing would be the daily close above 132. All right, so 132 is like 50% of the latest range we discussed. So overall, right here, right now, we are still within the last Wednesday sell-off range, right? So for now, let me show you. So for now, like this and like this. All right, so 31.80 and 31, this 80 pips. Well, if you believe that we are going to survive that range, right? So if we are going to survive that last Wednesday range, so again, attempt to go through 131.80 with tight stop or some kind of the rejection as a short setup, or retest of 131 and rejection as a long setup, right? So let me try to visualize for you what I mean by that. All right, so that's the daily chart. Of course, you are going lower to the smaller time frame, and what you want to see at the bottom, you want to see attempt to test that level different way on the smaller time frame. Okay, let's make it that way. So on the smaller time frame, you want to see the hit, bounce, stops, retest higher, right? And same at the top, you want to see hit, pullback, stop count, and to the downside, right? So in case you are a believer of that last Wednesday range to hold, right? If you are looking for something more, right, then of course you have to be patient, and you want to see either the close, daily close below 131, that will lead for the possible continuation to the downside towards 134 stop count, and as I mentioned, psychological level of 130. And in case of the upside break, right, above 132, all right, for sure 32.80 stop count based on what we have here, right, 32.80. And because the range is 130-134, I do believe that the next stop count would be here above 33.50. That would lead to retest of 134. Lower liquidity, so higher volatility is possible. I would trade eventually the direction post Canadian data in case of the huge surprise. If we are going to beat, or if we are going to miss by the fractal, probably the range will survive. If the miss or beat are gonna be really big, then I would follow the data. All right, very similar situation is and I would prefer USD over the Canadian here. Similar situation with the Canadian dollar versus Japanese yen. I would prefer Japanese yen over the Canadian dollar. All right. There are few things here going on. Still, there is a possibility to see some stop hunt a little bit higher. I think that the 85, that could be the topish somewhere here, right? So what we might see eventually, in case of the let's say is a bit, so then you wanna see the rally first towards 84.20, but I would say that we might see 85. All right. In case of the disappointment, the first possible target is around 81.50, but I think psychological 80 level, so the zone over here, right, might be tested with the possible stop hunt. That's what we are talking about here, 80, right? So, but here again, I would prefer to see some kind of the rally, spike higher, and rejection, because I wanna sell the rallies instead of selling the breakdowns, right? So, well, I would wait for next 2 weeks, let's say. Let's wait for the better liquidity. Let's see no liquidity, no volume, rally, and then sell off. Anyway, in case you are a Canadian dollar bull, then probably if everything is gonna be fine and the environment is going to be risk on, Euro Canadian dollar, that might be the solution for you, taking into the consideration where we are currently, right? So we are below 150, we are below 147, and we are trying to consolidate a bit lately, right? We are trying to consolidate a bit lately. So in case of a little bit post data rally, right, let's assume that we might see this type of the spike towards 37.20. That could be eventually, right, with the rejection opportunity to have the Canadian dollar long exposure, so meaning being short euro EURCAD in that case, right? So overall, I think if we at some point we will switch to the risk off environment, Usdcad or Canadian JPY could be the solution, being short Canadian dollar. But if you believe risk on is going to be still the theme at the beginning 2020, and you like the risk on sentiment via Canadian dollar, then EURCAD could be the solution for you. Anyway, guys, don't be trapped, all right? Lower liquidity, higher volatility within this period right here, right now, possible. So don't be trapped, be careful. Happy holiday season, and see you around. Goodbye, guys.